Have you ever felt like a lion, powerful and strong on the outside, but inside, you're just a scared little cat? It's a strange feeling, isn't it? We often see lions as the kings of the jungle, the epitome of courage and strength. But what if I told you that even the mightiest lion can feel fear? Today, we're diving deep into the story of the frightened lion, a tale that isn't just about a lion, but about you, me, and the hidden fears we all carry. Imagine a magnificent lion. Let's call him Leo. He had a mane like a golden sunrise and a roar that could make the mountains tremble. All the other animals looked up to him, seeing him as the brave protector of their savanna home. When danger appeared, they would run to Leo. And he would always stand his ground, roaring with a confidence that sent any threat packing. He was the symbol of fearlessness, the hero of every story the little animals whispered at night. But Leo had a secret. A deep, gnawing secret that he kept locked away behind his powerful chest. Every night, when the moon cast long, dancing shadows across the plains, a tiny mouse would scurry out of its hole. And at the sight of this minuscule creature, Leo's heart would pound like a drum. His fur would stand on end, not with aggression, but with pure, unadulterated terror. He was petrified of a mouse. Isn't that ironic? A lion, who could face a herd of angry buffalo without flinching, was completely undone by something 1,000 times smaller than him. He was ashamed. He felt like a fraud. If anyone knew, they would laugh. The king of the jungle, afraid of a mouse. It was unthinkable. So, he hid it. He'd pretend to be asleep, or he'd suddenly find a very interesting spot on the other side of his den to stare at until the mouse was gone. This fear started to control his life. He became anxious as dusk approached. He lost his appetite. The other animals noticed the change. His roar seemed a little less certain, his gaze a little less steady. A wise old owl, who had seen many seasons come and go, noticed Leo's distress. One evening, she flew down and landed on a branch near his den. "Leo," she hooted softly, "a heavy secret is a heavier burden. What troubles you, great king?" At first, Leo was defensive. "Nothing. I am fine," he growled, trying to muster his usual authority. But the owl's calm, knowing eyes saw right through him. He finally broke down, his mighty voice reduced to a whisper. "I'm a coward," he confessed, the words tasting like poison. "I am afraid of a mouse." He braced himself for laughter, for ridicule, but the owl simply blinked. "Fear is not a sign of weakness, Leo," she said gently. "It is a sign that you are alive. The bravest souls are not those who feel no fear, but those who face it." This was a completely new idea for Leo. He had always believed that being brave meant having no fear at all. The owl continued, "Your fear of the mouse is just a story you've been telling yourself. You are big, and it is small. What is the worst it can actually do?" Leo thought about it. Really thought about it for the first time. What could the mouse do? Squeak at him? Nibble his toe? The idea was almost comical. The fear he felt was a giant shadow cast by a tiny object. It wasn't the mouse he was afraid of. It was the idea of the mouse, the feeling of fear itself. It was the fear of being exposed as a fraud. That night, when the little mouse appeared, Leo didn't run or hide. He took a deep breath, just as the owl had advised. His heart was still hammering, but he stood his ground. He watched the mouse scurry across the floor, twitching its nose. He didn't roar, he didn't move. He just watched. The mouse, seeing the huge, still lion, simply went about its business, gathered a crumb, and disappeared back into its hole. And just like that, the spell was broken. The gigantic, terrifying monster in his mind shrank back down to its true size. A tiny, harmless mouse. A wave of relief, so powerful it almost knocked him over, washed through Leo. He felt a different kind of roar building in his chest, not one of anger or dominance, but one of pure, unadulterated joy. He had faced his fear, not by fighting it, but by understanding it. This story of Leo the frightened lion is a powerful metaphor for our own lives. How many of us are walking around with a secret fear of a mouse? Maybe your mouse is public speaking. Maybe it's the fear of failure, the fear of being judged, or the fear of not being good enough. These fears can seem huge and all-powerful, dictating our choices and limiting our potential. Just like Leo's fear kept him trapped in his own den. We build these fears up in our minds until they become monstrous shadows, far more terrifying than the actual thing. We spend so much energy hiding them, ashamed that someone might see our vulnerability. We believe that true strength means being fearless, so we put on a brave face, pretending we have it all together, even when we're crumbling inside. But just like the wise old owl told Leo, true courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting in spite of it. It's about having the courage to look your fear in the eye and ask, what's the worst that can really happen? It's about acknowledging that feeling of your heart pounding, taking a deep breath, and taking that small step forward anyway. Facing your fear doesn't always mean you have to defeat it in some epic battle. Sometimes, it just means sitting with it, observing it, and letting it pass without giving it power over you. Leo didn't need to stomp on the mouse. He just needed to see it for what it was. When you shine a light on the shadows, you often find that the monster you imagined was just a coat hanging on a chair. Your mouse might be applying for that dream job you think you're not qualified for. It might be having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. It might be as simple as trying a new hobby you're worried you'll be bad at. The fear feels real and overwhelming, I know. But remember, Leo, the fear is a story you're telling yourself. It's time to write a new one. What's one small step you can take today to face your mouse? You don't have to conquer the whole jungle at once. Just stand your ground, watch it, see it for what it truly is. You'll be amazed at how your own strength roars to life when you stop letting fear call the shots. You are far more powerful than the things you are afraid of. You, too, have a lion's heart. Let it beat with courage, not with fear. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of the frightened lion. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that help us understand ourselves a little better. I'd love to read about your mouse in the comments below. Let's be brave together. See you next time.